Baldur's Gate, a city full of gargantuous titans and robots, blood-sucking ascending vampires, bathing in blood followers of Baal, and a bunch of Minecraft squids, and all of them will be slaughtered by Mozart and his buddies on his way to become the Absolute in his father's name on Tactician difficult. If you haven't seen the other two acts, go check them out because they were fairly intense, I would say. So link is in the description. And before you little tentacle illicit watch, please comment if you would like more difficult challenge or something. Or for example, if you want me to do a series of lone wolfing A to Z as every subclass in the game. Feel free to blast the comment section, of course. Let's get to the slaughter then, shall we? But before the killing starts, I need to organize my fucking inventory as the gentle and kind friend Soul Cleric instructed me to do so. So I spent like fucking 30 minutes organizing the piles of shit I had in my inventories, which ended up in me having all the coatings and arrows. Minthara had scrolls since she was the bard mage, Shadowheart got all elixirs and pots, and Astarion got, well, a bunch of food. And I also go through all of inventories and items because I felt like ending Act 2 was a bit harsh for my liking. So now the butchery begins, and it starts with me telling the poor little ginger who lost their mother to fuck off or I will rip her fucking head off with my bare hands, and of course I get supported by Minthara in it. Next thing we do is go on a stride to the circus, but when Benji sniffs Mozart and smells all the crimes and atrocities we have committed on our way here, I have to deceive him that I am the next bard who is gonna play in the circus, you know, some kind of tunes here and there. But I quickly change my mind and go resolve the problem with refugees in ARFUR'S. In ARFUR'S house, he pays some dudes to take me out instead, but I turn into Agent 47 and shred their buddies. I then go to ARFUR'S basement and find a bunch of exploding toys that almost blows up the whole party like 3 or 4 times. And when I confronted him about it, he bursted out trying to kill me. I was forced to use self-defense to not let this criminal take my Batman's action down. I will watch over Baldur's Gate like Batman does over Gotham now, and hopefully clear out the bad going from the city. In my father's name, of course. Then our party goes to the circus to talk with few interesting guys in there. For example, the mummy that sells actually maybe good face paints, for sure funny ones, a genie that keeps on cheating in the jackpot wheel, but by being a very intelligent vampire spawn, Astarion notices that the wheel is rigged and rips out a biological bomb of a fart that suffocates the magic of genie, sending us back to the dinosaur era. Luckily, Astarion sneaks through all of them, collects the legendary weapon that is useless for this run, and gets back to the normal realm. And I tried to rob him and get my money back, but my lord got angered so much I had to put him down and his minions to eternal sleep. Unfortunately, his party consisted of the mummy and an NPC that I didn't even get to meet in this playthrough, and I think his name was Boney or something, the mud method that would have built a giant statue of my balls in the camp. Oh my god, I'm choking. Nearly choked on my water there. This whole show gave my party a level up, and I gave folk spells and magical secrets. Then Mozart and Minthara go to the loving lady of, well, love, that will determine if we're actually in love with each other. She told us that our love was almost true and straight. After that, she turned into orange red and teased us a bit. I then played some tunes with the coppery bard dragon next to us and gave Shadowheart her level up. We then moved to Papu, the friendliest and fanciest red kobold in Baldur's Gate. He offered us a bunch of mixtures which we, you know, loaned for a bit without paying a penny. Then a master of the undead caught my attention, but when I saw how she treated the poor skellies, I decided to let all of them have their eternal peace they deserve. When everyone was tucked in bed and mirroring, our performers made their way to the main stage, where a stupid fucking clown was dropping some of the worst jokes heard by mankind. But before that, I fed one of the dinosaurs, cause you know, animals are awesome. When on stage, he told the fattest joke of them all and said, so I praised when they chopped his fucking head off and cleared off the rest of the Muppets. We then snuck through the graveyard and onto the roof of a church or something and scared off Gale's cat to get letters instead. I went down into the church to be said by some celestial flying elephant that someone was murdered, and if we can find the one who did it. Oh, he doesn't know what awaits him in the near future. We then went into a well, but well, We didn't find anything interesting there. But we find some interesting armor and weapons at the store that is managed by a dragon that's name looks like I would pass out on my keyboard and press all of the buttons at once. So we made again a trade conventionally friendly bargain of me getting everything for free. I then wanted to trade another dude, but he appeared to be Orin again. Then I talked to Strange Ox, but he didn't want my help, so I just fucked off. And I went to another trader who had a foul mouth to Shadowheart, so I completely, again, stripped his shop off of any worth items. I traveled through some refugees and killed a hobo illithid in a mill. Then the Gur people are salty about Astarion, but they struck a deal with him that he will end the Cazador's regime. Then it was time to get through the guards, and as if in normal playthrough, there would be goblins. Oh, sorry. Gnomes with Wulbren on its front, standing the machine and the guards, but I don't know why they didn't pop up now, especially as I don't remember if I killed Wulbren in Act 2 or not. So I had to fight them, and the robot with guards were a bit tough, but we get them on the second try. We take a long rest after the fight, and Queen Vlakith shows up, but I so don't care about these fucking frog people's problems. I just let them talk and don't give a fuck. I then visit the Emperor in the Astral Prism and he says some shit and I go back to bed. And yet again, I take a bunch of long rests without camp supplies to get cutscenes. Like this for example, a prophecy that tells us that we will triumph over Orin whilst in the Slayer form. After all the long rest, I tried to find Gnome's hideout, but I just fucking couldn't. I think they're just dead or something. Instead of finding their hideout, I found some ballists in a cave with a list of murder. I then went to a beach for a tent since you know, it's summer, but I saw that there was some problem and I wanted to resolve the problem peacefully, but they just didn't like it and bricked my fucking computer. And I mean literally, my computer was fucking bricked. I needed to press the button to close my fucking computer. When I put it up again, I went straight in and killed every single fucking one of them. And after I did, I opened a barrel where I saw jackpot of the tasty worms I like to snack upon, so I ate them. With pleasure. We returned to Shares's caress and got turned into a sheep for some reason. The receptionist wants me to find out what happened to her friend. I spot a lovely bard, a dancing lady, and two lovers that offer us entertainment. And as much as I would like to go, Minthara clearly states that she will cut my throat if I do so. Although I wander into some cute couple about to make quote-unquote love, but we luckily intercept it as one of them is working for the Absolute. She waffles something and we go to the devil's room where a frogman is sucking him off. Raphael again offers Mozart a deal, but we just deny it. We talk with a bunch of NPCs and find some info about the girl, the receptionist, and she offers us a free entertainment with one of the drows. After all that, another merchant gets robbed by us, and I find the first piece of the kit I will change in that is in fact this harmonic dueler that will make itself much more powerful by the charisma Mozart has. So again, I had to fucking respect him and get a shield as he will be wielding a rapier now and use finesse weapons. And we deceived the frogman that we did a deal with Raphael so that we get the legendary sword that I can literally throw in the trash because I don't fuck with Githyanki, you know. Fuck these frog people. The quartet makes its way onto the bridge, shows the pass and we get moving. Steel Watchers invite us to the coronation, but again, I wanted to hunt an achievement of killing the prick without setting off any traps. But I have to disable the whole fucking Steel Watch foundry first to trigger Gortars to be aggressive. Thus, I go into the actual city. In the city, I get a calling to immediately visit our grandfather. But the doors don't let me in. Let me in! So I murdered the rats for the chef and get to the Emperor's old home that we steal everything from and kill some frogmen on the way. Then heading to sewers, Lae'zel runs out of a smelly room and transforms into Orin, who invites us to a duel after we kill Gortash. Then we read another victim from the murder list and rescue Korra. And then we get invited to the murder tribunal. We get told by our grandfather about our story and blah blah blah, we need to slay Orin. Mozart then offs the celestial elephant and becomes an unholy assassin of Baal. In these ruins is the second gem of my build, and probably the most important. The Ballist armor. It gives vulnerability to piercing damage to everyone who is in melee range of me. So this, combined with the harmonic dueler, it will create a rather unholy damage paired with, for example, Luck of the Far Realms. Now we await the third and last gem for this build. I bought things normally from the church because I would never rob saints, and I head on to Sorcerer's Son foundries for the last part of the build, the birthright that spikes charisma to 22. So stay with me now. Harmonic dueler that does piercing damage, that scales off of charisma, that is boosted up to 22 by birthright that will deal literally like 50 plus damage with a normal attack in a single hit, whilst providing vulnerability to piercing, so also Astarion and Shadowheart will deal extra damage. You with me? Also I stole some spells from Lorroakan, cause fuck him. I take long rest before going to Lorroakan, and in sleep Emperor is making some moves on me. And I let my temptations win, cause it's another achievement. I exquisitely suck on his big tentacles and we get caught in the end, but he reassures that no one will remember it. And actually no one knows, because when we wake up no one seems to care about it. We then go to Lorroakan, tell him about nice song, buff ourselves and delve into battle. And you know, the first hit is big, but he retaliates and completely shoves his dick in my ass, exploding me on the spot. But then you can see how Astarion flourishes his health down in a single hit. After we finish the elementals and go to drop his vaults. And then not to bore with it, but in short, my rock elemental destroyed every chest because I had only few lockpicks, but I stole every book and spell there was. Then Astarion opened further parts of Necromancy of Day and got ooh Macarena. Then we looted Marco Heshkiren and the useless rope. Minthara gets the stick and we go to save the most important ally in this game for us. And coincidentally there is Stillwatch Foundry next to us that we eradicate all the robots inside from. Gondians in there told us that they will help if we rescue the loved ones, so unfortunately I have to wait with Gortash. After long rest I go way deeper into the foundry, exploding the machines until I get onto the Stillwatch Titan. I spawn the ghouls from Astarion, and mainly all the damage comes from chain lightning from Minthara's backpack. When he's about to blow himself up, Minthara disintegrates his shield and we finish him off. I then go to water people to get their quest and we swim to the prison with Gondians. Before I open the hatch, I dashed with everyone to rescue every Gondian there is. In just few turns, I fly everywhere and get everyone to safety. I think, at least, I don't know. And I don't even really bother about the fishes there. When we swim back, the Mother Weave rewards us and we help the Gondians one last time after we blew up the foundry with their nuclear bomb. Then I go back before the bridge and the guards don't even care that the machines next to them just blew up. We fly around the whole castle to get Gortash without the traps. And when I prepare fully and spawn my summons, I let Gortash into my trap. And even though I goofed my attacks and turns so fucking much, like look at this. Literally I attacked nothingness, I shot arrows at this bubble, or simply used the luck of the far realms on a rock elemental instead of Gortash. I still kill him pretty fast, especially when my first proper attack dealt 90 damage, and then when it's Astarion's turn he casually throws 4 critical attacks, all of them doing massive damage to Gortash. Shadowheart then finishes what we started and we clear off the peasants with a slayer for the achievement. After this fight we get last level possible in the game. I give Sentinel Feat, Savage Attacker, Warcaster, and for some reason I give ability improvement for myself, even though I had 22 charisma already and I didn't even realize it until now. And I also had to get Hireling because I had some fucking curse for some reason. After all fights that were behind us, I had the musical urge to play music for citizens and refugees of Baldur's Gate, and totally not because I wanted to get another achievement. Then my footage got corrupted and I basically spawned in the Cazador's castle. We get the key and the ring to enter his palace. You know, wolves and vampires spawn dice quickly and we descend into the actual Cazador's lair. Astarion talks about his gay fetishes with Sebastian, party buffed up, spawned elementals, dashed, and we were ready to beat him. Or so I thought, because he stole my precious Astarion for his ritual and I didn't make it in my first turn to rescue him. And at the same time, Cazador went full into my backline, killing Minthara and having me stunned for another like 8 fucking turns or something. So the second time I managed to get in the first round, good use of Mind Sanctuary, Slayer form and AoE spells, with the annoying fucking Misty escape. It was harder to hit him, but when we did, oof, his health diminished. And let's say I needed to use the so-called jihadi tactics. But it was worth it because we allowed Astarion to ascend to become the mightiest vampire spawn to ever exist. And now imagine that after all that vampire fight, some ghouls wanted to take us down. You can just imagine how that went. As we have ascended Astarion, now is the time to make Shadowheart reach her potential. I remember this fight being so fucking difficult when I played it on my save, so I wanted to prepare myself a lot. Nope. Turned out when you sacrifice Night Song, you can orchestrate a coup against Viconia and kill her with ease. We were literally like 20 against her, so I was kinda disappointed. We had killed parents of Shadowheart to embrace her devotion to Shar. I equipped her shield and we head onwards to Fireworks Shop, and we clear all of them and get to the basement, and we almost get exploded by the complete multum and shitload of fireworks in the fucking basement. Then a quick detour to clear off the beaches and help either Thrambo or Mr. Carrion. But because Thrambo is so stinky, I help him instead of Mr. Carrion. So I needed to get to the fucking sewers to find his innards in a jar. We cleared the graveyard and destroyed the jar, including the one in Thrambo's innards. After jars are exploded, we go to unalive the unalived already, Mr. Carrier, that goes out with ease. As we have ascended Astarion and deepened Shadowheart's devotion to Shar, and Mentara is already my lover, the final stone in my infinity gauntlet is me committing to my father's orders. So BHAAL'S temple is our only way from it. I drink Invis potion and Astarion casts Greater Invis to avoid bunch of traps and kill the red spirit. We get to the glyph and head on to the door of BHAAL'S temple. Our beautiful butler is waiting there and opens the door for us. Orin waits for us there with her ritual, but before we fight, I of course buff myself as much as I can, because we don't want to lose this duel. But again, when I saw how much damage I did in my first turn and my second attack, I think I was a bit too prepared, you know, or at least for the tactician one. And when it's her turn, I managed to charm her to make it even more easy. So I did, like the prophecy said, and I completely eviscerated her in the Slayer form. Unluckily, by winning this duel, our favorite Jew is sacrificed for Baal, and when we stand before a choice of either redeeming myself or drowning the world in blood, I obviously follow in the footsteps of my father to fulfill the prophecy and unleash slaughter upon this world. I give orange weapons to Astarion to make even more damage, but before going to the actual brain, I have few business. For example, I wanted to help the hag and have her on my side, but I don't know what the fuck I clicked and fucked up dialogue. So I both killed Vanra, Laura and the hag, and I didn't get her as my ally. Whoops! I guess more slaughter for Baal. And the other one is in Hell's, but this stupid midget doesn't want to help me to get into because I don't have money. So I had to remove her from this world in order to get there. House of Hope. Never actually been there. I've never fought Raphael in my 4 or 5 playthroughs now, but I guess there is always the first time, right? Unless we are talking about Harlep, there will never be the first time. I went to the archive to get the invitation to Harlep to then be able to get the hammer and free Hope. I don't get tempted by Harlep and I kill him. That gives me the scroll to get the hammer, and after that the whole house turns against us. We have to bring death upon every single one of them and free Hope. I get to kill my most hated enemies in the game for the last time and free Hope. But with her being so fucking annoying, I just want to throw her off the cliff from this fucking house. I go to bathe in Eagle's water a few times and head to the final boss of this house, Raphael, and Yoge on his side. That actually joins our side since we have plus 16 to 34 with advantage on this persuasion check. And before the fight starts, I want to say that this music is a total banger for this fight. In fact, I even added it to my Spotify playlist. I managed to stun a lot of them with one Mind Blast and use elementals to take down the pillars and use multum of AoE spells to take the little minions down. When he finally wakes up from all of the stuns and dances, he transcends into some kind of demon, literally from the deepest hell, and pukes fire under himself, burning my guys to crisp. We get out of the fire and take down the pillars and use Mind Sanctuary to have so much advantage against him, whilst also stunning him again with Mind Blast. When he woke up, he killed every ghoul I had and elementals. So it was only us, Hope and Yoge against the devil Raphael himself. Hope healed us and the Slayer form did its thing and slain the Archdevil. Yoge made friends with us for the final fight and I equipped the Helldusk armor on Mentara. There was only one way for us now, the way to the brain. We rode to the pool, killed the mind consumers, and we go with Emperor to dominate the brain. But as you know, it doesn't go too well for the first time, so we let Emperor eat ARFUR'S brain cause I ain't becoming a mind flayer and I don't want no frog people near me. So we side with Emperor and are stopped by Keithrak Voss for the final time. We persuade him to join us against the Nether Brain and we meet the literally handful of allies in the High Hall, 2 of which are our companions, one is Yogi, and our grandfather, and of course our musician Volo. Before heading out though, I talked with the second most distinguished red kobold that is so excited for the battle ahead. We just have to make sure we won't die. I organized my elixirs, coatings and arrows, painted the faces of my companions, kiss Minthara with a French kiss for good luck, and we head off. The party tries to sneak through but gets intercepted by some bollocks. Most of them are goblins though, so they pose no threat. When we get through the main gate, we run through left side of the brainstem. We fly across everyone and make it to the final step for the final battle. But I don't know why there wasn't a pool of regeneration, so I used potions of angelic slumber on everyone to get a long rest. Our quartet makes it up the top and gets mocked by the brain. But I mean, judging by how we look, I would do that too. We summon the Astarian's army, and the overall goal for the fight is to get to the brain as fast as we can. Well, the plan doesn't go that well, since I piled up all of my guys, and they all got stunned or silenced. The peons tried to attack the dragon and take their reaction. The next step I wanted to make was the globe of invulnerability, but I was fucking silenced, so I killed the guy who silenced me and was like, okay, now I can be safe. Nuh-uh. We in fact get stunned again. The dragon's breath attack then almost ends my whole party and also stuns the emperor, so I place another globe of invulnerability. And to be safe, I made even third one, but when emperor's turn comes, the portal opens, so we all dip the fuck out of there. When being in the brain, this fight turns out to have one of the weirdest endings I could even imagine. You know, the whole fight goes well. We do a solid damage and we also get down a few times, you know, the classic. But the ending of this has Wolfgang as the Slayer jump to reposition himself on the same platform, but he of course glitches through the matrix and starts to float in the brain's phlegma or whatever the fuck that is. At least I got a few nice screenshots of the mind flayer in the background. And when I switched the form, cause I couldn't reach the brain with Slayen form on some fucking phlegma or whatever the fuck he was standing on, I bardically inspire myself to shoot the brain to the death. And when the emperor is about to destroy the brain once and for all, oh my god, it's happening, and releasing every living mind flayer and infected illithid from the pain that is tormenting them. We stick a knife in him like a Michael Myers fashion, as their father tell us to do. We take the throne of the brain to command it to eternal slaughter under Muttered's command with Mentara on our side. And in whose name?
In BHAAL'S name.
And thank you for everyone who watched it till the end. I hope you had fun watching it, because I had fun playing this place. Next video will be in a few days, a mashup of all these 3 acts, and then I will be setting sail for the Elden Ring DLC. And if you want next vid from Baldur's Gate and want me to do challenges, or for example A to Z Lone Wolf subclass series, feel free to let me know. But now you gotta excuse me, because I need to commit some murder in BHAAL'S name.